Qualifier for IEM Dallas here in North America. I'm Darth Mike. This is Mr. JRT, and we're going to bring the action today, and we're actually just about ready to hop into our game, so it's not going to be long at all before we get this action going. Let me just go ahead and boot us over, as it seems like the pistol round is kicking off. And we're off to a little bit of fun here, folks. It's GODSENT versus Complexity. John, how do you feel about this matchup?
Feeling pretty good about the matchup, honestly. And I think that it's going to be hard to say which team, of course, is going to come through with the win here, because both GODSENT and Complexity played each other in the past when Complexity was known as Extra Salt, and all their matches were typically very, very close. That BO5 comes to mind, and DreamHack Open way, like last year, right? And it ended up going to GODSENT, but each map was so very tightly contested, Mike.
Yeah, it was indeed. And just for the veto, folks, for you to know, we got Ancient first up. This is actually GODSENT's pick. We got Nuke coming through next. And then the decider, if we get to it, is going to be Inferno. So I personally love this veto. John, I love this veto. We didn't see either Ancient or Nuke yesterday in our matches, so it's nice to get a little bit of a change of pace here to kick off the day.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Ancient is certainly a map that GODSENT have played a lot in the past, and they have 7 games. Go ahead.
It seems like we may have a little bit of a tech pause going on here. A little techie pause poo. So it seems like we got a moment. And we'll be there in a flash. Hang on just 1 second. You need the IP here, John? You need the IP here?
I would say so. Yeah, probably.
Well, let's get you the IP.
Cool. Yeah, but as I was saying, you know, GODSENT, 7 games played on Ancient over the last 3 months, 4 wins, 3 losses, and a round differential of 0, though. So a lot of back and forth matches, very tightly contested again there. I don't know what to expect from them here, although it has been a bit of a struggle for Complexity. They were picking into it in Pro League quite a few times, and it wasn't going well for them. As a result, their record of the last 3 months reflects that, 3-7 with a -3 round differential. Still, though, they are competitive on the map, so I think that record is a bit misleading.
All right, FaNg. Gonna get himself a little bit of fun there to start things off. Chew up a few of these pistol players. Tech9 has closed the gap. Grim gets dinged. This could be dangerous, and he is packing to go down. The swing back out from FaNg is bold, but he's got Junior here in support. It's a little more costly than perhaps it needed to be, but it's only SMG's loss, so that should be fine for Complexity in the long run. And they deny a bomb plant, John. That's always nice. No bomb plant out. No bomb plant out will make life a little bit easier for Complexity, as of course on Ancient we do expect to see these really strong CT sides, so they're going to try and build that up early.
Alrighty, Complexity. Looking to get that 3rd round on the board. And yeah, Ancient typically very CT-sided. Oftentimes you're happy to find 3 rounds on your T side. Obviously you want to get more than that, but it's tough. It is a very tough ask, and you need some really solid strats and great utility usage, in particular on that A site, to even find a bomb plant. Good nade thrown. That's a chonky nade. In fact, Lato and Henny go down to 32 and 10 HP respectively. And Complexity, they're not going to force the issue too much here. They're waiting for GODSENT to come to them. They're expecting something cheeky. Grim over on the A site gets dumau with the A1S. Gets dinked down, but it's only a Glock on the other side, I believe, or it was a deagle through a wall. Either way.
It was,
yeah.
Just a worse dank. You're like, I dinked him. Oh, wait, it's Glock. I had maybe 40 damage if I'm lucky. 41 damage here. Okay, really impactful headshot there, John.
Very much.
Okay, dually time. Dually time. Dually supremacy. There's the swing. He's got 1 kill. Is he going to get the second as well? Player's low. Chase it, Floppy. Get that dually kill. He's going to get it. He's going to get it. Dually versus Glock. Floppy look the right way. There it is. 1 kill for each pistol, John. The most important thing with the dualies, you have to get 2 kills. Otherwise, you're cursed. It's the law.
Yeah, 1 for each gun. But Complexity, you talked about Floppy briefly there with his dualies, and he was so good yesterday, wasn't he? 47 and 23 against Carpe Diem, dropped 30 frags on Vertigo, where he just looked completely unstoppable and had 102.2 ADR across both maps. So, you know, he continues to be that top fragging star for Complexity that they've been relying on over the past few months. JG's going to push through, get 1. Taco killed his teammate, but he does get 2 frags, Mike, so at least evens out of 3v3.
That's a great way to deal with having some of the lesser weaponry, though. Oh, the guns were away! They're reloading. So lucky that Taco didn't get the kill on towards Grim there. That could have been really bad as it is. Actually, sorry, it was Floppy. As it is, Floppy is quite low. And now he's out of play. Lato with just a little shot through smoke does collect. Time is starting to get low. There is a kid available on FaNg, but he's got his cave. That's a big kill to find for Junior. Lato trying to force the issue, trying to take that early advantage. Now it's a really awkward spot for Henny to be in. As soon as the conditions known, he shouldn't be long for this world, but Henny is going to pull off a nifty bit of movement, ducking behind the bullets of FaNg and pulling off the round win.
Wow, what a clutch from Henny. It looked like perhaps Complexity can control the round, but then he comes out in the 1v2 and does it all, not with the AWP, but with the AK. So nicely done. Usually rocking the big green, can use that rifle quite effectively. And speaking of Henny, he was just added to the roster a month ago because, well, Phelps said he just needed to take a break for personal reasons. And I mean, with Henny available, they said, hey, why not pick him up? He's a solid offer. The thing is, previously, GODSENT, okay, we'll get back to it. Grim and JT are going to get a couple of opening frags here. Great shutdown as GODSENT were trying to work their way out of the double doors. Now they try to take down Junior over on the A site, and dumau is going to find him. That's the space opened up, and a couple of smokes will isolate the positions of Complexity to ensure a bomb plant can at least come through for GODSENT. Assuming they can pick it up and grab it and plant it. There you go.
Go indeed. That bomb is down. It's now starting to look very good for GODSENT, despite having the disadvantage, right? Playing this post plant. A lot to work with. Taco with the op. Taco up. The topo. Always a little bit up and down. Always an interesting one when Taco's got the EWP. Veteran in-game leader of this project. Ooh, he's going to catch next there, though. That's a huge kill to find, and his teammates haven't had to reveal their position just yet, and time is getting low. Complexity, they're running out of clock to work with here. That's going to be one down, but dumau now plays off of Taco's presence, and he takes the next, and this round's already been won. Beautifully done there for GODSENT. Barton can even get the upgrade on the rifle and sneak into the next round. GODSENT, 2 huge, impactful rounds to have early on here, and they've bankrupted Complexity, and this fast start has now come to a screeching halt for the NA side.
Yeah, absolutely. And GODSENT took advantage of a soft A site there. They rotated off an attempted B hit because it just didn't work out with those first 2 frags that came through. And they immediately recovered, finding the one player on A and throwing those smokes. Pretty much left Complexity on the outside looking in to ensure the bomb plant would come through. And after that point, just a great shutdown by GODSENT. And he's going to come through here and actually not get that frag. It's dumau behind him. Take down Grim. Junior's waiting here on the A site. Throws a smoke, and they actually forced up into this round to Complexity. Junior 8 and goes down to 12 HP. Gonna try peeking around, tags one through the wall, but it's all he's gonna get in this round. Barton takes care of him, and that leaves only 3 Complexity members standing. Again, nowhere, well, I shouldn't say nowhere, because FaNg did manage to make his way through from Donut onto the site, and he connects on a couple of shots. The thing is, he can't do much with that UMP up against these rifles, and he goes down. At this point, you just kind of call for the save. Save the armor if you're Floppy and JT. Maybe he can stick around a little bit longer.
Such an awkward fight to take. The ump at this range is just, I mean, it might as well be a pea shooter, right? It's not, it's really not going to get you anything. So, a little bit of a weird one from Complexity. Obviously, they put a lot of emphasis on the scout. The scout did find a tag, and technically a second tag that was through a wall, but there just wasn't enough lethality in the guns to follow up on it. Is that a real world lethality?
I think so. It sounds real. If it's not,
I mean,
it should be.
I'm going to confidently make it up, so
yeah.
If it's not real, it is now. Still, this is a really good start for GODSENT.
Oh, yeah. T-side, 3 rounds already this early. Excellent.
Fantastic. And again, Complexity, having forced into this one, is still going to be on the economic back foot. They're in a really tough spot. And it's not like, I mean, this round, obviously, GODSENT had a massive advantage. Last two, they did it the tough way. They did it the hard way against the rifles. And outplayed. Obviously, the Henny clutch is huge. But we'll take it. He'll take it. Let's talk about Henny, right? Obviously,
yes.
You mentioned him before, but he's a really interesting facet to this team, both because he comes in with a lot of veteran experience that I mean, Phelps did have, yes, obviously, but Henny has also equaled his heights. I mean, playing in a major grand final, right? It's a pretty lofty high watermark, but he also brings a much more dedicated offer to this team that loves to move the op roll around.
Yeah, exactly. Before Henny joined the team, if you look at the 6 months between September 2021 and March 2022, we'll get back to it again.
Ooh,
Grim's going to get a headshot here over on Barton, a wicked one, in fact. Now dumau's going to try and get the trade immediately, but Grim takes a shot and immediately ducks for cover. Towards the B site, though, is potentially where another XU could come, and yeah, dumau and Henny drop a couple of frags. In fact,
there.
one of those was on the A site, and this is better for GODSENT now.
I'm just telling you, MP9 gets that kill. MP9 kills one. Why buy the ump? Why buy the ump? Stop buying umps. Ah, that was their rifle. That was their rifle. Now dumau can sit on this. They're going to pinch in towards dumau to try and kill and get a second gun to bring through to the next round. But that's all they can hope for out of this round now. Started promisingly with a Grim Quandig.
Okay.
And there's a couple pistol kills, but it is just going to be the 2 AKs that get taken through to the next round, presumably.
I mean, it's not bad considering it was an eco. But before we run out of time again, Mike, let's talk about Henny here, okay?
Let's talk about Henny.
Since Henny joined the team over the last month, he has used the op 47.8% of the time. That's his op usage, which outpaces the op usage combined for 4 players between September 2021 and March 2022. And we talked to Taco about this in the past. He kind of wanted us to distribute the op amongst different players depending on the map, and it shows through the stats. Again, between September 2021 and March 2022, dumau used it 14.74% of the time, Taco 10% of the time of their total weapons used, that is. Lato 9.08% of the time, and Barton 2.87% of the time. So combined, it was 36.81%. I mean, and then you look at Henny, who just outpaces that completely. So what's happening for GODSENT right now, maybe why their Pro League results weren't necessarily as good as you would expect, is they're having a shift in the dynamic, in the way they play the game, or the way they had played the game, because the op was going into so many different hands. But now you have that dedicated opper in Henny. So they need to account for that.
Love it, personally.
Yeah.
It was always one of my biggest complaints about this team is I know they love to roll switch, and I get it, and I think it does give them a lot of versatility and flexibility and a lot of context, but not having the dedicated opper, I think, hurt them because they were moving it around, right? Dumau had his maps, Lato had his maps, Taco had his maps, Phelps had his maps.
Yeah.
The only player who didn't pick up the op was Bart.
I think Barton actually did, Mike. It was Phelps that didn't, I think.
Nope, Barton. I'm confident about that one. I will die on this
sure?
hill. Yep, I will die on this hill. Barton and Lato getting some major damage going through here, and they might just have space on towards the B site. Henny going to be dropped. That's the bomb found, which could mean that this round falls apart. That'd be interesting here. What are they gonna do? Walk in the cave, trying to spam through. That bomb will be planted. But this has allowed time for the rotation to come through, and now they can play as a duo. FaNg with him as well. Flashbang out. Where are they going to go? Players tucked back corner. Back by the square. Second oranges, as Alan Hender would call it, for some reason. And here's going to come to play on through. They do have to push this. They got the kit, they got the defuse. They're hoping to bait out the peak, but these footsteps are entirely, and Floppy's going to be down. Lato with the patience showing through it. At this point, this might just be out of whack. They're playing the clock, they're playing the time, and they're playing it to perfection. There's no way to win this. He can't get it. FaNg may be able to slip away with the rifle, but he can't get the round.
No, he cannot. Are you ready to die on that hill, Mike?
I'm ready to die on that hill. Are you going to tell me I'm wrong?
I am going to tell you wrong. Phelps over the last 6 months has only 12 op frags total, and over on Barton he has 47 over the last 6 months.
Give me the year though. Give me the year.
This is over the last 6 months. So
give
from
me
12.
2021.
2021.
Give me a year.
What do you mean? Give you a year? I mean just on this roster.
I mean, Phelps hasn't been on the roster for the last several months, right?
No, he's been. Oh, no, he just got switched over for Henny last month. Yeah.
All right.
So he's been playing until Pro League, right? Once Pro League started is when Phelps switched over. But yeah, no, he wasn't using the op that much at all. He just got them on occasion, whereas Barton was more of a secondary opper.
Interesting.
Tertiary opper.
Interesting.
There you go. How dare you doubt me?
I know. I continue to doubt you. I just remember. I mean, Phelps secondary opt on Dust 2 specifically over on the B side.
Yeah.
But we can move on from this. He's not on the roster, so it doesn't matter. It does not matter in the slightest at this point.
Let's just say that.
Towards mid.
I was just going to say, Mike, as Dumau gets the headshot over on JT, and GODSENT's on a tear. But every single one of these players can op, suffice to say.
Certainly,
they're all
yes.
very, very good with it.
Yes. But now having a Deddy Opper, which was the original point before we got completely sidetracked by this argument, does change up the way they can play. Speaking of the way they can play, they are playing really well right now. Super decisive takes, winning their initial fights, winning their engagements, forcing Complexity to play these early retakes. And while Floppy will get a kill on top of there, it's not going to last too long. Grim goes one and done. Even numbers now. And that bomb's not yet planted. Huge pick for Junior now. The op is a threat, and they push the bomb off the site. This could fall apart for GODSENT. They were in full control, full command, but they wanted to wait. They wanted to hesitate on the bomb plant, and now they're going for a full rotate. How does Complexity read this, right? I think they may have heard some of the initial audio cues, but it's a pushing towards mid. That's going to be an attempt to control rotation here from Barton, and he could find the timing. Someone's posted on this, surely. Someone is, in fact, posted on this. But how long are they going to stick around? Lato creeping forward. He wants the fight. He gets the shot. Floppy, the low player with the AWP, goes down. Now it's going to be the rifles of FaNg and Junior, but a flank is coming on. He's got them lined up. Only gets swapped, but Lato finishes it off. The recovery from GODSENT and a huge missed opportunity for Complexity to get this back on track. They're getting washed out right now.
Yeah, this is a good map for GODSENT. It's understandable why they chose it. We can see why Complexity have had some struggles here as of late, because, wow, that was a tough one for them. They had a 3v2 going for the retake. Floppy goes down, but the problem is no trade comes through. So a great job by GODSENT, to say the least, in order to get back behind cover and ensure that the 2v2 stayed in place. And Lato at the end, patient to the last moment, and wins the 1v1. All right, GODSENT 6 rounds in a row. Looking to make it 7. Cannot understate how impressive that is on a T side of Ancient for them to be doing this to Complexity, and obviously Complexity knows it. They're on an eco now. They've got a Deagle and 357s along with the MP9, and you see FaNg pushed up quite aggressively down mid.
Oh, the nade stack takes Junior out of play. Now they got full control of A. There's a player in Donut. It is going to come the rush, trying to retake some space. And while Henny does find one, he drops. Problem is there's a player behind to keep him from getting the rifle. That means that Complexity can't really get much build up off of this. Attempt to retake back on. Bomb is down. It's taken away. The player gets bottled. But at this point, with so little in terms of weaponry, it's going to be a pretty meek retake attempt here. Might just be the spray down coming through from Barton. See what he got. One.
Oh, wow.
Standing from in the catacombs, and he's going to take them through to their grave. Barton looking really polished here on Ancient, but it's really been a team effort from GODSENT. And I mean, 7 rounds already found on their T side of Ancient. This is phenomenal.
Yeah, Barton over the last month has been their top frag. 235 on the board with 18 3-kill plus rounds, 2 of them 4Ks, and he continues to strut his stuff here. Good job there on the anti-eco to shut down Complexity, but Complexity will be back with the rifles here. Double op setup coming through. Grim going to have the secondary, and you have Floppy, FaNg, and JT with the A1S again going for that aggressive mid control, but GODSENT plus 5. They're not really fighting into it, and look at this. Lato into Snake, takes down Floppy. Looking into Jaguar. So, some space open up towards the B side. JT holds the ground there, finds 2 headshots before Dumau takes him down. 3v3, but this is advantageous, of course, for GODSENT once more because they've taken control of this B side. And look at Lato's positioning. He's got a couple of players lined up should they come through into his crosshair.
That's one. Doesn't get the second, but still fine. Even numbers with the bomb down. Control the B site. This is a great situation to defend from. Someone's going to have to go huge, and they both got ops. They both got ops. Grim and Junior. Grim not normally known for his ops. FaNg are trying for the shotgun ops. Junior just pulled a no-scope. Didn't hit anybody. Oh, and that might just be it. It's going to be a stick. It's going to be a stick. Do they have the lineup? Oh, my goodness, Grim.
What a shot.
He doesn't have a kit. He's going to go for the full 10-second on this. Just hoping they don't hear it. There isn't a lineup, to be fair. What's going on? What's going on? Has he got the time?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness, he gets the defuse. Henny cannot find him in the smoke. The full 10-second defuse stuck right underneath his nose.
unbelievable. First, the shot, right? The peek around the corner into cave to get that shot from Grim was nuts. And then he sticks the defusal. He had to stick it right at that moment or he wouldn't have had time. And I'm surprised it wasn't chased out more. A little bit of a timeout going to be called there because GODSENT probably want to talk things over and say, what the heck went wrong on that one? We should be up 8-3 right now. Instead, Complexity find their 4th round. Their economy takes a massive hit, of course, because they only had Grim surviving at the end there. But at the very least, it's one more round into this half that's been a bit of a struggle for them.
The peaceful sounds of the ancient ambient noises are such a stark contrast to the violence perpetrated on this map.
Yes.
It's so soothing, man. Like, I feel like I'm in a meditation video right now with these fly-throughs that J-Raz is bringing. And then suddenly, the silence is broken. Footsteps in the water. Did they ever fix that water audio bug, by the way? I think they did, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. You remember.
Yeah.
Time Floppy is a killer here from Jaguar. He reaches out a paw and strikes, takes down Lotto early. An advantage here for Complexity. If they could build back some rounds, at least give themselves something in the second half. Well, they lost, and another one down to Mouse Snappy. The op is still moving around, shifting from hand to hand. And right now, dumau is flexing with the big green. Pressure onto Grim. Side anchor, and he is going to find one. Around the plant as well, but doesn't expect the player to come through a main. With that kill, no one's watching Donut. A weird round for GODSENT. They've slowed up on the site, and they've left big gaps to be exploited. They've been looking so polished, but it's falling apart here. It's coming off the rails, and with the op train on this bomb, it's going to be tough to retrieve. They're going to double peek it, and that shot goes wide. A big miss for Junior, but Floppy spam might just be enough. Where's the time at? 50 seconds. There is plenty of clock. A lot of utilities going to be spent here by dumau to try and get this bomb down. He swapped over to the rifle. He's already found 2 kills with that AWP. Can he polish it off with the new gun? dumau knows that there's a possibility that Floppy's rotated here. He's read this really nicely. He's posted up off the audio cue, and he's got the shot as well. The young star for GODSENT shines once more.
Yeah, that's the great thing about having the whole team full of oppers that can use it really well. You can just say, you know what, if any's struggling a little bit, he's saying, hey, you go give it a shot. And dumau got 2 beautiful op frags towards Donut, and then picks up the A1S to clutch out that 1v1. Excellent work by GODSENT to recover after that previous round loss, and it shatters the economy here for Complexity. Are back on another pistol buy-up. Looking at the scoreboard, it is dumau at the top, 13-8, and Barton right behind him at 10-9. Complexity, they're all contributing at some moment or another, but Junior's been a little bit quiet, and they need more from their opper here. Oh, nice shot from AT, and Grim gets one too. Here we go.
All right, this is getting spicy. A third player hits the floor. These Deagles are just way too dangerous for GODSENT. They've let themselves be lured too far into this fight. The corpses tell the story, and Taco even wants to continue to battle this, but now FaNg's in the angle. This is going to be really bad for Taco if he goes further out. FaNg withdraws. And it's a good thing he did. Finds the player trying to wrap it around in towards Donut. It's all on to Taco now. He's got 3 targets to find. All of his comrades lay dead around him. And Taco, well, not usually the player you want in the clutch for this team, right? Let's see what he can do. He's got some time to play with, 50 seconds. But it doesn't seem like he wants to go for the rotate. He expects there to be a deep flank in towards spawn, and that's a reasonable read, right? They knew where he was. He could easily have taken this space. But they've just stuck to their guns. They've just chilled in, saying, we think you are going to come towards A. And it seems like his new mission may be to hide some guns. Keep them out of their grubby little mitts. Goes out, he moves. Not sure what that audio cue was for FaNg, but either way, it's going to be no harm, no foul. And Complexity snatched back around. They need these rounds. They need everything that they can steal and store away, because this... well, it's been a bit of a bleak CT side, and if they can get towards 7 at the least, they give themselves a chance for that recovery.
Absolutely. I think FaNg was just looking away from the flash, by the way, so didn't want to get blinded, and while he was looking away, it was just a great peek that came through by Taco, but, you know, just too many bodies to take care of. A rotation to the B site would have been great, but you're right. I mean, he probably figured they knew where he was, and they were going to cover the flank. They just didn't, and they gambled, splitting 3 players from the site. Here come GODSENT towards B, and Grim is going to take one down. That's Taco. And that's a 5v4 in favor of Complexity. We're trying to inch their way closer to that ever-desirable 8-7 scoreline that you were talking about. A decent first half. Side Junior gets a couple here, and dumau is going to drop him. It's all Complexity, though, for the most part, as Floppy gets the last one onto Lotto, and that will be that. Complexity do indeed find a 6th, and because GODSENT decided to invest quite heavily in that previous round, this is also going to be another very difficult buy-up for them.
I mean, what do they do for it? What do they do for this last round here? I mean, you've already done plenty, right? The confidence is flowing. You're feeling happy. You're feeling good. Where do you go? Fly on towards the B site, and Floppy mows you on down. It's a massacre. Complexity in full control of this one. There's only one survivor, and while dumau will catch Floppy spamming, get himself a rifle upgrade, he's far from comfortable. They do need to make sure that he can't just escape here out towards the snake. He's going to attempt to do that, but a Molotov will ruin his plan. Intentionally going to smoke wide to give himself a gap. Grim's aware of it, and Grim's ready for it. We hit the halftime, and we'll be back after this short break.
Move through the dust. Nights turn into days, one by another. Under darkened skies, we await, bound to each other. But our spirits never die. Faded as we push through the darkest times. I'll be there by your side. We arise when everything's breaking. Our souls will awaken. Our spirits.
And it's the second half, folks. It's the second half of play. A little lead for GODSENT, though, considering they did it on the C side. That's very nice. Complexity would like to start off well here, and Floppy will do exactly that. Quick shot. They've got control, and he's just going to press on forward with the teammate in tow. Damage in, and it's GODSENT just getting completely obliterated in the pistol once more. It'll be the second pistol round for Complexity as the bomb goes down, and well, now Barton just has to try and pull off something ridiculous.
Well, he gets one. That's FaNg. But does he have a kit? No. No kit. 3 players still alive on Complexity's end. I think he's just going to maybe try and rack up a little more money and save this armor. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. So Complexity are going to tie things up. That's a very torrid start to their T side. They just exploded out onto B and overloaded GODSENT. So that's, as mentioned, tying things up 8-8. Barton does rack up a little bit more cash in his pocket, and they're going to keep chasing. And there's another one. So 10-50. Hey, look, it's going to help into this next round.
Certainly helps build that confidence as well. You go from being like, dang, how did we lose both pistols? Like, okay, Barton, all right. Feel a little confident. Feel a little spice, a little juice coming through here for the team. Let's see. Now all tied up. Obviously, we were very impressed by what GODSENT were bringing, especially considering they lost the pistol, right? To find 8 rounds out of that, to really bring it through in the gun rounds. Really dynamic momentum plays. Oh my God, that nade. What on earth? That has to have been 2 nades.
I don't know. I think there's just one.
It has to have been 2, right? Full armored player, 1 nade. Damage.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But
Kill comes through. That is chunky utility usage. Let's see if GODSENT can capitalize, because that's frankly ridiculous. They do have a rifle on board. He's gone for it in the forest. They are going to concede the site, so the plant's likely coming through, but with the health low, you could see Complexity are maybe a bit more timid than they would otherwise be. Still with cave control here. They don't know how much damage they did. This could turn into a save. It's going to. That's gonna... I think GODSENT's going to be watching this back and thinking, yeah, we probably should have gone for that. But they just have no clue about the nade damage.
I like this
just don't know.
boost.
This is cheeky. This is really cheeky. I don't know that I've ever seen this before.
Yeah.
The vegetation makes it tricky, and it is a triple boost. So the context, the number of situations where you would want 3 players to be right here on the map, very slim.
It's probably just save round.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool.
Just trying to save your guns.
GODSENT is a team that's been known and have shown themselves to find some of these things. You remember that nuke T-pistol round where they boosted on top of the cooling towers and run boosted into heaven? They've got some spice. They like to do some interesting things. Taco's talked about it before, so on a newer map like Ancient, I'm not surprised they've got a few tricks up their sleeves.
It's just, I think you're right about them watching that back and saying, oh man, we really should have been more aggressive. And perhaps when they throw those nades, it had to be 2, like you said, because FaNg got taken down to 9 HP. When they throw them next time, they might be a little more willing to go for the chase. JT's going to get 1, but dumau finds the insta trade with the deagle. FaNg pushing up with the Mac 10. Taco's going to be a tough customer, and he indeed does find the frag against FaNg. 4v3 advantage in favor of GODSENT, but complexity of getting control of this A site. As dumau's going to swing around. No, they don't. Penny gets the frag on the bomb planter. Junior comes back with 2, and Grim with another one. There we go. The rifle's doing the damage. Still, dumau is very good with that eagle. Gets the headshot onto Grim. 1v1. It's not over yet, and Junior smokes himself off from the position of dumau, who walks right past it. Gets tagged by the Molotov, though, and that's a good molly thrown by Junior to keep dumau at bay. He could just leave, but he doesn't want to, Mike. He wants to take this fight, and dumau's closed the gap, and dumau gets the clutch! The 3K on the pistol buy-up, and now Junior is just shaking his head, wondering what could have been.
I think there wasn't enough respect shown in this one. dumau's making sure he's not going to miss any potential piece of money in this round, but I don't know what's going on there for complexity, right? I mean, you have a 2v1, you know where the player is, you do not have to plant open to donut anymore. They expanded the site, but they want to fight. Grim sticks around to face.
They were peeking into that fight.
Yeah, they gave him opportunities. They did not need to play that. They just had some overconfidence, perhaps, and dumau punished them for it. He's dynamic. He's explosive. We know that.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Complexity. That one's gonna earn them some, shall we say, chewing out when the demo review comes through. I think TC is probably rather frustrated about that one. That should not have been a losable situation.
No. It was a tough start to the round 2, but they regained control with those 3 consecutive frags. You can't lose that 2v1. That's your round to take.
That's a huge swing, though, for GODSENT. That propels them into it early on.
Yeah.
They're not out of the woods. Obviously, they only 1 player surviving, still have to reinvest, but he was done with the deagle. So they've got a lot to work with in this round. They've got the double op out. Henny and Taco are going to be picking up those big green ones. And Taco, well, he'll get a shin shot to start things off, but they're going to keep pressuring on through. Still, there's a lot of focus on this particular crossfire. They're not going to realize it, but complexity of walking through the lion's den. And, well, they're going to suffer for it. Taco doing his kills with the USP of all things.
Yeah.
They found the bomb, and this round may just be over.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, complexity really needed that previous one because that would give them 10. It would keep GODSENT more honest in terms of their economy, but oof, this is so tough. Junior and Floppy, the last 2 standing. Junior's going to walk into dumau at this point, who... Well, actually, dumau's just going to peek into him, see the butt of his rifle, and then get the headshot. And finally, Floppy gets caught in no man's land. Lato finds the final frag. So 4 members survive for GODSENT, builds up their economy even further, and they retake the lead.
Oh, man. dumau's Deagle 1v2 may literally be the round that decides this game.
Yeah, I know we say it was a bit of a mistake from complexity, but you still have to hit those shots, right?
I think their primary mistake was not respecting how deadly dumau is.
Yes.
Right? Maybe if that's a standard player, you challenge, you ego, peek one. Not against dumau. Bomb's now down in mid. The op is trained in. It's Taco, who will be releasing that particle of C4, and it's going to make life very difficult. Now, Grim is likewise a player that you maybe want to give some respect to, but when you got a teammate right behind you in trade, that's okay. And this is going to be a round where complexity realistically get nothing.
Alrighty, JT, last one standing here, just a deagle in his hand, nothing else. And he doesn't have the bomb. so much time left on the clock, so maybe GODSENT will be a little impatient and try to chase this last frag. But as it stands, Taco's just holding fast here. He does spot out the player, so JT's position is known. That might trigger a bit more of a push. They just want to make sure that they're not giving JT free opportunities to get back into this round. Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me, JT?
What?
Two wonderful headshots coming through from the Deagle. Flicks around, only 2 bullets needed, and now he's opened up the round for himself. Can he get Henny as well? No, shut down, but oh my goodness, JT.
Oh no, the game crashed. That was too good.
It crashed again.
The game
It's
crashed
over.
as a result. Hang on.
I got it.
Folks, prepare for a little bit of music. Wait, hold on. I can do this better. No, I can't. Hang on one second. Talk to the people. Radiocast.
All right, let's
Radiocast,
go.
John.
We got Radiocast. Alrighty, 11-9 in favor of GODSENT here, and you're going to see Complexity forcing up. I shouldn't say forcing up. They're buying into 4 AKs, a Galil, and they have full utility up against 3 A1Ss, the AK, and the AWP. Dumau's pushed up to mid. He throws a nade in towards Connector and does get a little bit of damage onto FaNg, who's down to 65 HP. FaNg is going to respond here as Grim and himself are continuing to look to try and get into mid, and they have the bomb behind them on Junior's back. JT, in the meantime, has moved his way up Snake, and that means that Complexity could pincer in towards Snake and end up hitting the B site. As it stands right now, though, Complexity are still trying to work their way out into mid, with Taco watching from Red Room here with the AWP. He tosses a nade on forward and gets smoked off, so that will open up a little bit of space for Complexity to move on in. And yeah, so they've evaded the op. They move towards Snake, which is the space that's already been gained by JT, as mentioned earlier. And indeed, they are going to group up here and likely go for a B execute. The problem is a rotation is going to come through here by GODSENT, as they now have 3 players on the B site, and they've read what is happening here, because probably what Taco was telling them, hey, I'm smoked off, I can't see. They could be going back to the B site. 3 players still waiting here. It's a bit of a stalemate. 42 seconds left on the clock. Smoke going to get thrown down to ramp, as Taco has rotated around to B. He's got the op ready. All right. Lato is waiting there with the AK.
That's how good
30
I am.
seconds. Ah, you're amazing, Mike. 30 seconds left, though. Complex are going to have to go for this eventually. 25 seconds now, and they're going to charge into this site. JT has control of Cave, so that's going to help immensely. And, well, GODSENT are going to have to just be on the outside looking in because of the amount of control that Complexity gained. Grim gets the first frag in the round with only 15 seconds left on the clock on Lato. And now GODSENT are just going to charge on in and try to find an opener. That was the op of Taco, who gets punished immediately after he misses. Dumau trades it back, and it looks like Complexity. No, they're not going to regain control here. It's still only a man advantage. Henny finds FaNg, but time is ticking away on this bomb, Mike.
I'm starting to get short. Yeah, they're backing away. They're going to save. They're going to save. All right. So Complexity keep this from getting completely out of hand, completely out of whack. They're at least going to keep some degree of competitiveness into this. And, again, maintaining that CT ancient economy can be tough. So this save helps quite a bit into putting up a fight in the next round. They'll still have to make some tough decisions about how they want to do it. I think a full buy should be able to come through, but the double op definitely not going to be the ticket. Still, that's a huge round for Complexity to find.
Oh, yeah.
Huge round for Complexity to
They
find.
played it well. They played it patiently, right? Waiting for that mid control to open up to them. A good smoke thrown, of course, in towards Sniper Nest, and that isolated Taco's off, which has now been given back to Henny, of course. And then they were able to regroup from the space gained by JT and Snake, who was able to calm to them and say, hey guys, let's go over here. We can go to the B side. I can gain caves and you can gain ramp. And it all went well for them afterwards. Lato gets the opener here onto FaNg, though. Wow. And then he goes for the second one on JT, but he can't find it just yet.
They might have it. Oh, JT has to duck and dive behind the trench. That was an F1 race car peek, though, around in towards window. Just ripped the head clean off. Running accuracy isn't supposed to work that way. And this is a lot of deep control outside of B. The MP9's made its presence felt. You know, come through at your own peril. And meanwhile, look at this control. Taco's got all the way out A main. He's going to bracket them in. They're not going to be able to escape. They're not going to be able to rotate. They're going to be forced into this fight. Checks mid. Mid's clear. Okay. All right. Time to go hold. There's still a minute on the clock, but Complexity is hemmed in completely.
JT's going to throw a flash here to try and open up that space. And, I mean, dumau's on the site proper. He peeks around, does get taken out by Floppy, who was flashbang. And he peeks around, misses the shot. That's a big miss, but he makes up for it by taking out Floppy. Lato supporting. Junior does get an opener for his squad on B, but Henny comes back for 2 big ones, and GODSENT are right back onto the board with a 12th round.
Tough spot for Complexity in that round. Obviously, I mean, just the amount of control, right? Their initial play, they wanted to go for a fast B take, and that gets denied by the aggression coming through from GODSENT. I mean, Wild Taco just chews up so much of the map on the other side that now GODSENT can comfortably float 4 players over towards B. So when the hit does eventually come in, they're just so prepared. So very prepared. No problem. Someone in chat, and so they've just caught up to the PC crash. Someone in chat just said production is a middle-aged American guy. I don't think I'm middle-aged quite yet, but the rest of that is true. The rest of that is true. Got a few years yet before I qualify as middle-aged. If I'm middle-aged right now, that does not take into account my life expectancy. Well, it's a massacre in this round. Completely rebuffed over towards A. It seems like it's going to be a B push with this bomb, but they haven't even really done much to draw rotations off. And at this point, yeah, nothing's going to be coming out of this round. Bomb's been retrieved, full control of the site, 1 player loose with the deagle, and not a lot of chance for danger.
Yeah, pretty easy round there coming through from GODSENT. Only 1 player taking damage, and, well, 13-10. 3 more rounds, and GODSENT are indeed going to be able to pick up their map pick, but that's a long way to victory because, you know, Complexity are right there at 10, and they've got their rifles back into their hands here for round number 24. Also, loss bonus isn't looking too bad for them, so should they lose this one and go down 14-10, they'll still have $3,400 going in their bank accounts. If they win, it's even better, of course. That's their goal. They want to get up to 11. Good Molotovs thrown here towards mid, and that will get defused by a smoke that was thrown, I believe, by GODSENT as well. Either way, smokes and flashes going to be tossed on over into connector here, and again, they're trying to keep Complexity at bay, but Complexity are not going to give up this space, Mike.
Not this time, at least. Not this time. They need to crack through one of these rounds, right? Time is getting short here. It is GODSENT's map pick. We do want to specify that. But we're seeing exactly why. This used to be a map that Complexity loved to play. I mean, when they went over to their Pro League campaign, they were doing a lot of vetoing into Ancient to, say, less than stellar results. So maybe it's one that needs to go back to the drawing board, but certainly a map they're comfortable on. Mid control has been taken. Taco's forced back in towards the river. Smoked off. Damage actually done before that happens as well. That was a dink, but it must have been through the steps. So he might be a little bit more timid. And they have floated a lot of players here over towards the A mid side. Losing that mid control means that GODSENT is not going to be able to stack up in towards B. And the response from them, you see, is they go quite passive on the hold. Now Taco, oh my goodness, he's so bold, has pushed all the way down mid, despite him being there a second ago. And this time, he will get punished. So B is held. They've got their flank secured. They've got some degree of comfort. And as they get this bomb planted, this is a pretty good post-plant scenario for Complexity, provided Junior comes back. He lives, and it's all looking good. It's looking like a gravy train for Complexity. They might just get out of this one clean. Only 1 player remaining. JT won't find that kill, but Barton just needs to bail on out of here and try and keep his rifle up.
Yeah, he should be able to keep it up. Complexity don't want to chase too much. Their money isn't exactly great given how things have gone over the last few rounds. And they'll be happy to come out of this with 3 AKs the op, and of course that 11th round under their belts. Speaking of economy, GODSENT is actually pretty good. Even though they'll only have a $1,900 loss bonus, they will be able to bring in the op. They'll be able to get A1Ss, and of course that AK that's being held by Barton will help them out immensely. Alrighty. Complexity definitely putting up a good fight on their T side, winning 4 of the 9 rounds here so far in the second half, Mike. Oh, timeout going to be called here for GODSENT.
It's a good time to call it, I think. They need to figure out some economics, right? What can we put together into this round? Obviously, you saved the 1 rifle on Barton. What can we put around it? And also, they need to recognize that the momentum has been firmly in their favor, right? But if they lose 1, maybe 2 rounds here, I mean, obviously, if they lose 2 rounds, it's tied. This is the most obvious thing I think I've ever said. But genuinely, you know, this map could easily get out of control. So if they can take a win right here and now, that's huge. So I like the pause. I like the timing of this. I like taking the time to talk things through.
2 timeouts.
That's Chucky is their coach, well-respected guy within the Brazilian scene, and I like taking your full time here to make sure you know exactly what you want to do into this round.
Yeah, I mean, they'll definitely be able to fully invest. I don't see any world where they can't get full rifles. Maybe utility will be a little bit lighter, but outside of that, they're good to go. Yep. Dumau gets the A1S, and yeah, utility is lighter than they'd probably like, but it's still going to be a pretty hefty amount that they'll have to work with.
I'm curious if we're going to see the aggression again in this round. Taco's been a madman pushing those flanks, right?
I do like the aggression. The problem for Taco there is just Junior was watching it, right? So if Junior's not there, then it's very effective. I don't see any reason to stop being aggressive towards mid, and you're going to see 3 players working their way up immediately.
Who's up for the window peek?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way of doing it. Popping them on up here. 3 players in towards mid. They're vulnerable to elbow for sure, but no one's going to check that. Now, there has to be awareness, right? Complexity's watching to see the elbow peek come through, and FaNg's holding for this. I guess there was a smoke up. Yeah, there is a smoke up. Just looking at the mini-map. I was wondering what happened with Taco there. But they have found a soft site. There's only 1 player here towards A. If they can get this kill quickly on the Bard and get a smoke in towards Donut, well, the window may have just been missed. Rotations are coming in. Players are starting to come through here, not spotting anything outside of B. They're expecting this A play here, and the information's going to pay off for GODSENT. Grim's chasing his kill. He's got it, but he's not ready for the trade, and that's the bomb down. They're now fully committed here, John, and GODSENT is in a prime position. What? Okay. FaNg. Confident that no one was in Catacombs, and I'm not sure where that confidence came from.
No, that's a good...
Still, this is somehow going to turn around for Complexity. We've got the 2v2. This round is very much in doubt. Confirmation of the option. Junior posted up, but Lotto. Critical kill. It's all onto Junior now. Mercurial Opera, can he clutch for the team? He's got time, 30 seconds. Not a ton of it, but enough. Oh, he was posted. Timing is brutal there. Would have had that for free, most like. Will get the bomb plant here, but he can't get anything more.
Yeah, I thought he was going to post up to try and find 1 frag before planting the bomb, and it would have been a good idea had he just held that angle a little bit longer, but pulls off of it, thinking too much about that bomb plant, and then ends up getting the bomb planted, but at the cost of the round. So it's going to be a 14th picked up by GODSENT. At least that $800 added to their bank account will help, and they should be able to get a full-on buy-up, and yeah, they will, but still, that one hurts.
Hurt indeed. Painful. Huge for GODSENT though.
Yeah.
Huge. I said it. I mean, this is why they took 2 timeouts, right? That was a critical swing round to secure your map pick. Now, obviously, you got to keep it going. You got to keep it rolling here. But they've been pretty dang good at so far. We're seeing that aggression in towards mid again. Not going for the early window peek. This was fast. My goodness, that nade was chunky. And they're just coming on through. Lotto and Henny find their kills. The bomb site may have been lost, but oh my goodness, not even. Henny steps in for more. It's all falling apart here for Complexity. The fast pace has just seen them smash on the windshield like a bug at high speeds.
Yeah, Floppy, the last casualty there, and as good as he was yesterday, I think Ancient is not necessarily his favorite map as he struggled quite a bit more. Grim has been really good, 24 and 17. He's tied with the top frag over on GODSENT, and he has been a big piece in their recovery on Ancient. But the thing is, you know, you lose that round, you go for the quick play, which I don't necessarily mind because they found some success earlier on in this half, going straight into B site. But this time, I mean, GODSENT were completely ready for it, and Henny's hitting all his shots. So now GODSENT 4 opportunities to close out this map, and Complexity do whatever they can with the utility, or excuse me, the economy that they have. And it's going to be 4 Galils, a Deagle, and a little bit of utility. 3 flashes and a smoke left. That's only good for half an execute, not even. So we'll see what they'll be able to muster with that. JT, along with Floppy, do make their way into Jaguar, so that's something, and Complexity continue to try and poke and prod towards mid. Grim has to hard clear Donut, though, because right around the corner is Dumau, who's been such a thorn in the side of Complexity, and he continues to be so, finds the 2K and the bomb right at his feet.
My goodness. This could be it. Major problems here for Complexity. There's going to be poke out for Floppy, but Taco was waiting for him, and now just 2 players to try and bring this back through. Junior and JT. JT just has the dig, but we saw that clip earlier, and oh my goodness, he's going to hit the shot here. Caught the edge of the wall, so it's not a kill, but it is going to put Henny on notice. A bomb can be retrieved. That can be salvaged. And this play from Taco could get caught. It does, but he gets the kill first. Oh, one more shot. All that's needed. JT going to try to hang on here valiantly as can be. But they know exactly where he is. They've got the audio cue, and a flank is coming through in towards window. He's going to start to rotate, but Lato's here. He hears it. This should be it. And it's lights out for Complexity. GODSENT, take their map pick, convert, move up 1-0 in the series.
That weak CT side start for Complexity is the difference here, right? Because they typically will get 4 or 5 rounds on T side, but, you know, once the opposing team gets their footing on CT side, they really aren't.